Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve, and in this episode we're going to talk about what's inside this box. As you can see, it's from BETAFPV, and it is called the AQUILA20 HD FPV Kit. Now, not too long ago, I reviewed this kit from BETAFPV, which is called the AQUILA20, but it's not called the AQUILA20 HD. This one is, and I actually had to write the HD on the box because the boxes look identical. So then, what is the difference between this kit I reviewed previously and this new one that is called HD? Well, the difference is that the camera system and the video transmission system in this new HD version is digital, whereas the previous version is analog. So that also means since the new version is digital, you have to have digital FPV goggles, and the new kit comes with digital FPV goggles, and the old kit comes with analog FPV goggles. The only way you could tell these two sets of goggles apart, other than the slight difference in color, is the digital has two antennas and the analog has one antenna. But the remotes are both ELRS and are both identical. You could use either remote with either drone, it doesn't matter. Now, one thing I have to point out, which I did in the previous video as well, is that there is no onboard recording system in these drones. You cannot put a micro SD card in them and record video. All the video is recorded on the goggles. So on these digital goggles, you put a micro SD card up here and it records the video for you, and it records it at 1080p 60 frames per second. So now what I want to show you is my review of this quad. I'm going to fly it indoors and outdoors, and you're going to see the video quality coming out of it, which is digital. So watch this, then come back to me and I'll tell you the negatives and positives about this quad. I'll also show you what comes in the box. Time for an indoor flight. Now I have to warn you, I am moving from one house to another, so there's boxes everywhere and my house is a total disaster, but we're going to fly anyways. First thing first, power on your remote. Double click, it should come to life. There you go. Make sure your left joystick is down. Make sure all your switches are where they should be down, I think. So click them all down, and I think the side switches, just pull them out. Next, power on your FPV goggles. Press the power button in the back twice. Once and a second time, you'll see a lot of LED lights and they will come to life. So if I flick this around, you will see there's an image inside, which you probably can't see it. It's an image of a mountain. The last thing is, if you're going to fly indoors, take your camera up front and pull it all the way down. When you fly indoors with the camera pulled all the way down, it's going to cause this drone not to tilt like this and go really fast, so it will go nice and slow. Also, with the camera all the way down, you will see the prop guards in the frame. So power on your drone, press once and press a second time. It will come to life with some sounds, and plop it on your table someplace. There we go. Everything's ready to go. Now I'm going to record the video in here, so I'm going to press the record button, and if I look at my goggles in the bottom right hand side, I should see a red light, and I do. Now the good thing is, since I am blind and I have to wear glasses, these goggles fit over my glasses nicely. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that. That's beautiful. All right, we're ready to fly. I'm just going to fly around once or twice, and then I might take it outside. Okay, so I'm in normal mode, slow it says, so we are all good. Let's hit the arm right here and fly. Left joystick up. And there we go. The bottom sensors will take over and I can fly forward. I'm going as fast as I possibly can here. So this is called normal slow. I'm gonna come around here, normal slow. Try not to hit all the boxes. And come on all the way back to here. And there I am right there. Very easy to fly. All right, so I'm gonna turn it around. Just going to let it sit here. I can release the joysticks, it will just sit in the air. I'm going to switch the speed from normal, mid. There we go, mid speeds. Could be a lot faster. There, whipping through the house now at mid speeds. Come around this corner. There I am right there. Miss me. There we go. And the last one I'm going to do, just let it hover here. And I will go, where is it up here? I'll put it on, no, that's slow, mid, fast. Here we go. This will be full blast. I'm almost hitting the ceiling here. All right, so this is as fast as this baby can go indoors. It's pretty fast. If you don't think it is fast, watch this. I'll get it going faster. You have to really know how to fly indoors at high speed. Whoa, there's a wall there. Anyways, let's slow it down. Okay, let me put it back on normal. Or slow, I should say, and bring it over in front of me. There we go, and I'll land it. There we are. It should, oh, it doesn't shut off. I have to hit the disarm right there. We're good. All right, it's minus 18 degrees Celsius outside. I'll put what that is in Fahrenheit up here. It's really cold, so it's going to be a really short flight. I'm going to fly in acro mode, see how this baby does out here. So we'll power it on, press once, press a second time, comes to life, and plop it on down. It's all set. So the good thing is these goggles do fit over my glasses nicely. It's a beautiful digital image inside. Only problem is my glasses tint due to the UV rays outside, so it's a little darker inside at the moment until they brighten up. All right, I have bare hands, so I can't last too long. Let's get this in the right mode. I think I have auto record on, but I'm going to put the record on myself anyways up here. Yeah, I see a red light bottom right, so we know we're recording. Let's go. All right, here we are. Good reception. So this 200 digital milliwatts. I'll go to the end of the street and I will spin around. There we are. I can still hear it from all the way back here, so it's not a quiet quad. Yeah, it makes a bit of a racket. Let's come back here. Now my goggles are kind of fogging up, which is not a good thing. Let's go this way. I'll try to do some flips and rolls with fogged up goggles. Nice and slow. Oh, wow. It does acro really well. I'm surprised. I've got one side of my lens fogged up here. Let's try a forward flip. Do it really fast. Have to do it fast because I'm too fogged up. All right, so it's doing quite well. Now, if you look down my area, you can see it's pretty quiet right now because it's so cold out and everybody's indoors with their heaters on, staying nice and toasty warm. I'm gonna go down the street just a little bit and I'm gonna turn around at this tree right over here. See that tree? We'll turn around. So that's a fair distance and then come on all the way back to me. Hopefully it is giving a good image. There's no stability in this, so when you fly, there's utterly no stability in the video recording image. So if I'm jerking all over the place, that's what you see in the image. So I'm trying to fly pretty darn smooth here. All right, now I could fly a lot better, but I just can't see as much because my goggles are all fogged up, which means my glasses are fogged up. So I can just barely see through the lens here. This is just to show you the image outside, what it looks like. I'll go look at my roof of my house, but I'm just gonna go check out my roof right now. There we go. I'm gonna go fly right behind me, looking over the roof, and there we are. So we're back and then around through the trees, city bus, cars going by, pretty high up, and then diving down to the ground. I could just barely make out the street with the fogginess of the goggles. All right, so that is for everybody to know that these do not have, as far as I can tell, there's no defog in the goggles themselves. In other words, there's no built-in fan to defog and keep the air circulating. But if you're someplace in a normal climate, not like minus 18 below, not a problem. If I would have let these goggles sit outside to become minus 18 as well, then I'd have no fog, same as my glasses. That's the only reason I'm getting fog right now. All right, I can barely see myself, but let's see if I can come back. Let me see if I can find that arm switch. All right, see if I can come back and land. I am in manual mode. It's very, very, there's a little bit of stability applied, even in manual mode, which is amazing, because look at how smooth it is. Coming back to me. Try not to crash here. I'll try to get as best as I can see. Oh, there we go. I will say one thing. Let me get these off. This lens is fogged up and you can see how black my glasses are. So when I was looking inside, everything was like nighttime. What I did want to say is that it's a really good quad for outdoors flying in manual mode. It's not a true manual mode, but it did let me do flips and rolls and everything. However, there's a bit of stability applied. So if you're a beginner, you might be able to learn how to fly manual mode quite easily with this system. All right, let's go back indoors. If you want to use the remote with a flight sim, as I have here, all you have to do is plug a USB cable into your computer and then the other end into the remote. Do not power the remote on. It will get power from your computer and it's ready to go. Let's fly through the forest. I'll click on forest, loading, and here we go. So the joysticks seem pretty good. I can fly through this forest, miss the branches, miss the leaves that are flying at me. Not go too fast, not go too slow. I think this is the way to go. I'm trying to get to a valley. Go through here, go through here, go through here, and up this side of the mountain, then down this side, and right over there I think is the gorge. Oh, I died. Here we have the box the FPV kit arrives in. Opening the box, you'll find a hard case, and inside that hard case is your entire FPV kit. First item in the box would be a set of stickers. Next item would be the drone with the digital camera up front. The brushless motors run at 10,500 kV, and those brushless motors run 3-bladed gem fan props. To enable flight stability so that you can take your hands off the joysticks when flying, there is an optical flow sensor on the bottom of the quad. You can see here that the AQUILA20 HD is entirely made out of molded plastic. The only way to tell that this version of the drone is the HD version is to look in the battery compartment. This drone uses the very new BT 3.0 battery connector, and the included batteries have the exact same connector for compatibility. Speaking of the batteries, 2 batteries are included in the kit, and each battery will give you 10 minutes of flight time. Also included in the kit is a battery voltage checker, which also doubles as a battery charger, and you get a USB-C cable. The included remote, also known as a radio, has the joystick throttle on the left, so this makes it a Mode 2 radio. A rechargeable battery is built into the radio. On the bottom of the radio, you'll find the bind button so that you can bind this radio to other drones you might own. Next, there is the USB-C charge port and flight simulator port. And finally, there is the setup button just in case you want to change the settings in the radio. The radio does have all the necessary buttons and switches you may need to fly an FPV drone, however, none of the switches are really labeled with their functions. The included digital FPV goggles do not weigh very much on the head. You'll find the start, stop, record button on the top of the goggles, followed by the menu back button, and then followed by the 5-way toggle joystick. On one side of the goggles, you'll find the power input. You simply plug in the power cable that attaches to the battery pack. 2 18650 batteries are included in the kit. You simply install them in the battery pack. Then power on the battery pack, and this will power on your FPV goggles. To record your flight video, simply insert a micro SD card here. Other items included in the kit would be a set of spare props, a USB adapter so that you can plug the drone into Betaflight Configurator if you wish, a set of tools, a quick start guide, and user manual. Total weight of the quad with a battery is 126 grams. Alright, so you're back to me, and I just want to tell you that if you watch the video closely, you probably noticed that the lens in my quad was defective. I might be the only guy who got the defective lens. Let me tell you what's defective about it. If you watch the video closely, let me show you some footage here. Look at the right-hand side of the screen. You'll see that it is blurry. It's out of focus. Doesn't matter if I'm flying outdoors or indoors, it's still out of focus on the right-hand side. Now, if you go watch other reviews and none of their videos are out of focus, then you know I'm the only guy with a defective lens. Now, for most of you on planet Earth, you know the difference between analog video and digital video, but there are some of you out there who have no idea what I'm talking about. So look at your screen. This is me flying this analog drone, and the video you see is coming from this drone and being recorded into the analog goggles. And now let me switch over to the digital and take a look at the digital video outdoors. Do you notice a difference? Probably a bit sharper, not as blurry. That's the difference between digital and analog. The other difference between analog and digital is that when you record the video in your goggles with analog, you also get all the screen overlays. So you can see all those numbers all over the screen, the writing, everything else. When you do it in digital, you can record without the overlay and it looks way better. And another thing to mention about the goggles is that the interface, when you look inside at the menu system in analog, there's not really too much in the menu system and it's very plain and boring. On the digital goggles, they use the canvas interface. I can't show you it, but it's pretty awesome. I don't know if I have a picture I'll show you. It's pretty awesome because it's very digital and it has tons of features and it looks like you're watching a high resolution screen as you're going through the menus. Now, one of the positives about this quad is that BETAFPV is now making a brand new ecosystem with this digital camera. So this digital camera and transmission system is very low cost, and they're placing it in several drones. So you're going to see in the year 2026, many drones coming on the market that are low cost with the digital system. So what is this digital system called? It's called the ArtLink system, and it's an open source system, so other companies can also use it if they desire. And part of that system is the chipset used in the quad. So BETAFPV is using the ArtoSync chipset. So that means their quads might be a little bit different than other quads that use a similar digital system. Now, if you look on the BETAFPV website, you can see that right back here, this is using the system, and BETAFPV calls it the P1 system. On their website, just look for the word P1. They also have the new METEOR 75 Pro P1. You can buy that. It's just over $100 US, and it has the digital system. You can use these goggles with it. They also sell the camera and transmitter digital for $37 US, so you could stick that in any drone you have and then use these goggles and have digital. And if you just want to buy these goggles by themselves and not this entire kit, well, the goggles are $148 US just by themselves. So let's get back to the kit. What is the range between this drone and these goggles? Well, look at the little antennas. They're pretty small on here, and there's no antennas on here, so that means your range is limited. This digital system can go up to 5 kilometers in range. I'll put what that is in miles. However, this system that comes in the kit, because of the output power, you know, the batteries used and everything, it's only shooting out at maybe half a kilometer. That they're going to say half a kilometer is perfect range. You might be able to get farther, but I don't know. So the battery in the digital drone is the same as the battery in the analog drone. It's a 2S battery at 1100 milliamp hours, and both drones will give you 10 minutes of flight time. Both of these drones have the exact same motors and other components in them and frame, and they even have the same flight modes. You have like one stabilized mode with many different speeds, and you have a manual mode, which makes them really good for beginners. As I already mentioned, both remotes are identical in both kits. Oh, and as you probably saw in the unboxing, the digital drone is a little bit heavier than the analog drone, just by a few grams. So prices on these kits, the digital version is $358 US, and the analog version is $258 US. There's a $100 difference due to digital. So now someone is going to ask me, what should they buy? Should they pay $258 for the analog kit or pay $358 for the digital kit? Well, I'll say the following. The analog kit comes with analog goggles and an ELRS remote, which is pretty much compatible with every drone on planet Earth that has an analog system, and that is also ELRS. There's hundreds of thousands of quads that would fit in that category. Now we move over to the digital system. So currently with this brand new system, there's only this kit, and then there's the METEOR 75 Pro P1, and that's about it. And then you can buy the camera, but in 2026 more are coming out. So right now you're only compatible, the goggles are only compatible with those systems that I mentioned. But the remote with the digital system is identical to that of the analog system, which means it's ELRS and it's compatible with any ELRS drone on the market. So with that being said, you pick which one you want to buy. The only difference is you're going to get a much better image and recording out of this one than you will out of this one. So with all that said, I'm putting links to everything I talked about in this video below this video. So there'll be links to everything. Go check out the links below. You'll see it's not very expensive for this digital system, or if you want to get the analog system, check that out. Also, I'll put a link below this video to my full review on the analog system. You can see the thumbnail right here. It's a really good video. Go watch that. I did that when there was no snow on the ground, warmer weather, and I went really in depth on this drone. So you'll learn a lot about this, which is pretty much the same as this. And the reason I'm not going super in depth on the digital one is because I'm moving from house to house, and half the house is in boxes being packed up. So I don't have time to do an in-depth video. But even with that said, if you still have questions on either of these quads, post your questions below and I will get back to you. The links to all of this stuff, the links are below this video, as I've already mentioned. And finally, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in a future video with many more cool product reviews. That is until I move in about 3 weeks. Then I have no more studio to make reviews, so then the reviews stop for a few months. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Catch you in the next one. Bye!